The Kashmir Files film that was subject of massive debate when it was released last year has bagged the National Award. The film has won the Nargis Dutt Award for the best feature film on national integration. The movie is based on the exodus of Kashmiri Hindus from the valley in the late 1980s and the early 1990s due to militancy. It was released on the 11th of March last year. The recognition has sparked politics with some of the opposition leaders, including National Conference leader Omar Abdullah and Shiv Sena UBT leader Priyanka Chaturvedi mocking the award win. Congress, on the other hand, has claimed that the film instead stoked division in society.
Well, I think they have erroneously given the award for national integration. The award should have been for exacerbating the national divisions, pitting communities against each other, painting, stereotyping Kashmiris as murderers, as barbarians, while at the same time forgetting the gruesome era in which Kashmiris have lived through. It is an injustice and disservice to this nation by trying to divide the communities, and it's really sad to see government putting a stamp on a communal project which only wants to divide communities.
I could hardly understand what kind of award is it. Integration award for the Kashmir Files. The movie which disintegrated the whole community. The movie which brought tears to the Kashmiri Pandits once again. They just remembered the whole episode of turmoil which they had gone through. And the movie got the Integration Award. The movie which widened the gap between the two communities. The movie which brought tears to the Kashmiri Pandits and the old people which had gone through that turmoil. I can't understand what kind of award it is. I just feel that it's just mockery.
However, BJP and Kashmiri activists have, however, welcomed the national award recognition of Kashmiri Files. In fact, they've accused Valley parties like NC and PDP of hiding the truth of Kashmiri Pandits for more than 30 years.
जम्मू कश्मीर के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री कश्मीर फाइल्स को लेकर के ट्वीट करते हैं जो कश्मीर फाइल को अवार्ड मिला है उसका मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं। वास्तविकता को दिखाया गया कश्मीर फाइल्स में, और जो एक बहुत बड़ा विस्थापन हुआ था इनके पिताजी के काल में ही हुआ था। 5 लाख हिंदुओं का वहां से विस्थापन होना, अगर उसको दिखाया जाता है तो कोई गलत बात नहीं।
I, on the behalf of entire Kashmiri Pandit community, congratulate Virga Guniyotri for winning the national award. He dared to bring out the truth of Kashmir. He dared to put our story out in front of the entire world. It's a well-deserved award, and it tells us the truth always triumphs.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining us for more, we have with us Sushil Pandit, activist. Also, Dr. Suman C. Raman, political analyst, is with us. Sushant Sareen continues with us from debate number 1. But first and foremost, want to go across to Advocate Neelofar Masood, leader of the JK National Conference. And I'm going to request all our panelists, since we have limited time, please keep your comments brief to about a minute or so that everyone gets a turn to comment. Advocate Neelofar Masood, first question to you. Why is your party and your party's leader, Omar Abdullah, opposing Kashmir Files getting this award?
Madhu, I think each death is tragedy, each instance of forced migration is a wound, but the film appears to deliberately exaggerate number to paint not just militants but all Kashmiri Muslims as a hostile people who collided en masse in the prosecution of their Pandit neighbors. This is what we are erected about. When we talk about whole Jammu and Kashmir, we in fact respect the brotherhood even today and at that time also, and we stood for those people. And when we are painted as en masse with the militants that we were the all Muslims who helped in that exodus, there it really pains to us, because if you see the numbers, even the Muslims have been killed, that too in thousands. And when we talk about the exodus or about the migration of the Kashmir brethren, Hindus or the Pandits, then we should talk about the Muslim votes also. So that is why it irritates us.
So it's a one-sided depiction. Sushil Pandit, that's the charge that came out even when the film had come out, and therefore it is not this particular National Integration Award, it's not apt for. That's the objection coming in from the National Conference. Your response?
Madhav, India's challenge to India's integrity is strongest and at its worst in Kashmir. This is beyond doubt, beyond any debate. And this challenge India faces in the name of jihad. It has seen the exodus of entire Hindu population from Kashmir. And this particular genocide was whitewashed by the media, was denied by the successive governments. Our criminal justice system put a lid on it, did not prosecute the criminals. If this challenge to our integrity, our national integrity, was framed in a film and exposed to the entire world, I think it was the biggest service done. Now the entire country identified with the struggle and the plight of Kashmiri Hindus in Kashmir, the armed forces and the Jawans who were laying down their lives to keep India together. This particular service by this film is what is about national integration, and it needs to be saluted. Today, India realizes, entire country and the world realizes what we face in Kashmir, what the hapless, unarmed, defenseless Hindus faced in Kashmir, and what our armed forces and our Jawans face in Kashmir, the kind of sacrifices they have done there. So I don't think there was a more appropriate film serving the cause of national integration and national integrity than this film.
All right. Those who are laying down their lives for the country, Suman C. Raman, that's what this film actually depicts, and also about the genocide and the treatment of Kashmiri Pandits in the early 90s. And therefore, it is apt for the National Integration Award, believes Sushil Pandit. Your response to him, Suman C. Raman.
Madhav, the very fact that people of one ideological persuasion actively promoted this film itself was evident, and everybody saw what was happening. My problem is twofold. One, that this film showed the issue from a one-sided perspective, and as the lady who spoke before the debate started was saying, that the other side was completely portrayed as a villain, not just the terrorists, but even others were portrayed as the bad guys in this entire movie. Now, Nargis Dutt was a staunch secularist. She was an admirer of Pandit Nehru. I don't know, had she been alive, I'm fairly sure she may even have protested at this award bearing her name going to this film. I think the follow-up would be next year, potentially, Madhav. They should institute a best feature film for promoting communal harmony and maybe give it to the Kerala story, because I think it would be appropriate to go down that path. But I think that you just have to look at the reaction on the very same social media that we have used very often to support our multiple claims on various things. And there are a lot of people who feel that this was inappropriate. At least, look, you wanted to give it an award, give it an award. The issue is about an award for national integration, and that too instituted in the name of
Nargis. You made that point.
They are the two issues, not that Kashmir Files should not be given any award.
Sushant Sareen, the fact that it's been done for national integration, and of course the point that he's making is that if it was a fair depiction, then why were only people of one ideological persuasion promoting this film or pushing for this film? Those are the two questions Suman C. Raman is asking.
Yeah, because there is a legion of Holocaust deniers in the West, and there is a legion of people who deny what has happened in Kashmir in India. Number one. Number two, I think it's strange that people say that when ethnic cleansing and genocide takes place, there are two sides to a story. I think there's only one side to a genocide and one side to ethnic cleansing. This movie was on a specific issue of the genocide and the ethnic cleansing of Kashmiri Pandits and how they were sent out of the valley. Now that could not have happened, and I repeat, that could not have happened if there was not the complicity of a large part of the public in Kashmir, number one, and there was not a conspiracy of silence in the judiciary in India, in the administration, in the political leadership in India, and most of all, the media in India. Let's not talk about Godi media today. The Godi media has been there in the Congress years also, which covered up the whole thing. Now when a movie is made, and I think this movie did not show a tenth, even 100th of what happened in Kashmir. And yes, I agree that subsequently there were many Kashmiri Muslims who stood up to fight against these people. They stood up and they lost their lives. They sacrificed their lives. Even today, Jammu and Kashmir police is doing a fabulous job fighting these terrorists. People from the Jammu and Kashmir who joined the Indian army and they're kidnapped and killed are doing a fabulous job. There are ordinary people, civil society, who are standing up and speaking out in favor of this country. Yes, we must recognize their sacrifices, but this movie was about genocide. This movie was about ethnic cleansing, and to say that you should also have shown the other side in this movie is utter nonsense.
Neelofar Masood.
I think how the things are portrayed is very unfortunate, because for the reason what is being said about the ethnic cleansing, you must be knowing that even the Muslims, even the Sikhs, they too migrated from this place. We never talk about them. And I have already said that in thousands Muslims were also killed. There has been no Kashmir Files with respect to that. When you are showing one aspect of the story, you need to show both the coins. So both the sides of the coin, in fact. And I think if the BJP...
But Neelofar Masood, you concede there was a genocide, or was there no genocide?
No, I'll not answer on that, because of the reason. If we go by the numbers, it is only 219. If you call 219 people who have been killed as genocide,
I think that's perhaps where the problem is. But we're completely out of time. We're completely out of time. Sushil Pandit, Sushant Sreen, Suman Siraman, Advocate Neelofar Masood. We'll have to leave it there. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on the second debate.